everybody, welcome back to another video, the T on MPD and relationships. Hello everyone, to all of my new subscribers and new family members. Hello, hi, welcome. And to my tribe and family at large, welcome back. Thank you all so much for coming back and watching another video. Excuse me, family, you know I'm always loving to plug our weekly live stream. That's it, our weekly live stream. Yes, indeed. Why? Because it's important for us to understand on this channel that, listen, it's not just about what you've gone through physically and emotionally with this narcissistic abuse, but it's important that we realize also, fam, what we have endured spiritually in this attack as well. And I call it an attack because some people call it a relationship. I call it a manipulationship. And anytime the enemy and his cohorts are involved in anything in our lives, it's usually a spiritual attack. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we have a balanced diet on this channel and we are addressing the soulish issues as well. It is so important, y'all. So I would love for you to meet us in this space on, we're going back to our Thursday nights. Okay, we were live the last few weeks on Thursday night. And listen, y'all, we had a wonderful time. And I'm looking forward to another great time on this week. Please, if you are on the YouTube and the Facebook platforms, turn on your notification bells. Please turn your notification bells on. This will be advantageous for you to get this information and to be able to put this in the reservoirs of your mind so that you can heal also and move forward properly. We're healing from the inside out, not necessarily from the outside in. All right. So y'all know what I'm about to talk about next. Y'all already know. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that. Y'all gonna hit the like button for me. Y'all, I got a whole show going on with that like button. Ain't that crazy? How important that thing is. Y'all hear my Georgia accent coming out. How important that thing is. Yeah, that part right there. Y'all, I need y'all to jump on it. Smash it. Smash that like button, okay? Please hit that like button for me. And listen, every time you click on the video, just smash it even lights up in like little cute colors and stuff like that. So just hit that like button. The goal of the day is 2.1K plus on the likes. If you rocks with your girl, hit it. All right. And y'all know I'm plugging the book. Yes, indeed. Last but not least, get your copy of my first book collaborative effort. It is pinned in the description below this video. Yes, it is. It is called Seduce by Satan. Okay, this is based upon a true story where we have literally gotten to see, or we've got to basically see in this whole book, this situation where a cerebral narcissist takes advantage of situations and people that were there supposedly to help, of course, and to, help see the vision through. But you just look and see how this clowned with those people. Okay, you will thank me later. It is a page turner. Listen, what I want you to do, buy a copy for yourself and somebody else, okay? Recommend it to your book club, all right? All right, y'all, let's jump into the topic of this video. We're about to get to it. Y'all, what happens when the new supply suddenly discards the narcissist? What just happened? Okay, we're gonna get into it. This is based on some information that I actually received from clients that it's not just one. This has happened probably a couple of times. Yeah, but it was a real different situation. So quite naturally, most of the time when a narcissist, because narcissists like to keep their same people around and reuse them over and over and over again. Okay. And so they build like what we call a narcissistic harem. Okay. This is kind of like what we see it as in this community, like a harem. So they got a whole bunch of people, on this roster. Everybody is kind of just playing their part, or, they kind of sit on the shelf until the narcissist wants to come back and re-idealize them. Here's here's the defining difference. Remember when I talked to you about the new supply, and a lot of times, most of the time, the new supply is someone that already knew you. Remember that? Okay. So I'm going to go out and say probably maybe 75 to 80% of the time. Might be a little more than that. Might be 90%. The new supply is someone that the narcissist has already re-idealized or idealized in the past. Okay. And so these particular supplies are, to me, the worst because they're usually the forever supply, the ones that the narcissist bounces back and forth with, over and over and over. Every time they break up with a primary supply, they go back to this supply. Whenever they're having problems with their primary supply, they go back to this supply. And this supply is usually always available, or they make themselves available because they are waiting on their opportunity to get, their spotlight with the narcissist. Why? We don't know. Anyway, I digress. Let's go. So this particular situation is different, though. Every now and then, a narcissist gets a new supply, just like you and I, the ones that's probably watching this video. Every now and then, a narcissist gets a new supply like you and I. And that new supply is new to the whole game. Okay? They don't know anything about the narcissist, probably met the narcissist out somewhere, maybe at a public function, or a lot of times what happens is narcissists love to get online. That's why we tell y'all to stay off these online dating websites, because narcissists love to hide on these online dating websites. Why? Because they can post whatever they want on these websites. You don't know whether they lying. You don't know them from a can of paint. And why is it so dangerous? And that's a whole nother video, is because a narcissist can build oratorical palaces with the stroke of a key, okay, on this whole dating website while y'all are going back and forth, instant messaging. And if you are unhealed, that narcissist will grab you right there in that instant message, just by the manipulative words that they're saying over this messaging system. I'm telling you, y'all, some people are just that traumatized and have not dealt with trauma, that are so desperate for love, that are so desperate for a companionship, and so lonely that a narcissist, it's easy for them to manipulate you on a dating website and just get into your emotions. Next thing you know, they in your bed. Okay? This is why we tell y'all to get off the dating websites. It's a breeding ground for them. Okay. These birds can hide behind a picture. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You get to meet the bird, and he or she don't look nothing like what was in the picture. They got this picture of this fine person, this man, he looked like, wow, muscles and everything. And so you go to meet them, and they about wide as two walls. Catfish. No, that's a straight up lie. And then you ask her like, some of y'all done went over, some of y'all met him and y'all seen him from across the way, turned around, got back in your car and said, nope, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. But you don't know them. Okay. And then you ask them, you say, how come your picture looks so different from what you look like now? Oh yeah, that was from 20 years ago. What? Liars from the start. Even if you see that from the start, you need to be gone. What you there for? If they lied about that, more lies are coming. Okay. So, they meet people, and usually this is where they will meet a brand new supply. All right. So now, in this instance, the new supply is new. They don't know nothing about the family, the clan of crows. They don't know anything about anything. So they believe in what the narcissist says and everything else. Now, however, this person happened to have a decent support system around her or around them. They did. They had a decent support system. And I'll give them that. That was a good thing, because otherwise it probably would have went way, 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 way left. But what happens in these situations is that this person is actually a new supply. And not only that, they started to get, or, they will start to get information, paying attention to how the family reacts. And one of the first bells that went off in this in one of the situations was that the family was so excited. And I've talked to y'all about that before. The family was so excited about, we have never seen them this happy, all of this old kind of stuff, because it's all textbook. It seems like it's the same thing that happens to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Or the same type of thing that happens to, just about everyone. So anyway, in this situation, that was one of the first bells that went off. Like, why are these people so, like ecstatic that this person has someone? So that's going to quite naturally send some bells kind of, okay, let me just watch this for a minute because this is weird. Okay, so they're watching it. Now, what this new supply is going to do right here is not only are they going to watch that, but they're going to go and check out the old supply that the narcissist, and that's you, probably the one, you right here, you watch it. Okay. Yeah. See, the new supply is now checking your Facebook, checking your Instagram, checking your threads if you got it, TikTok, whatever social media platforms you're on. They do it. Do their own research. Don't tell a narcissist anything. Now, this is after about maybe 8 to 12 weeks in, maybe going into maybe 4 months. So the narcissist quite naturally starts to what they're saying and doing doesn't match. Okay, because a narcissist can't hold that mask on for too long. Eventually, that bad boy coming off, because the narcissist is like, this is it. I don't have nothing else to give you. But the mask starts to slip. Okay, the new supply is now noticing all of these different things, these red flags and everything. They go to your page and they figure out, wait a minute, this one right here told me she was crazy. Told me she was getting on his nerves, trying to run him crazy, trying to do all of this. The family was talking about she was crazy and everything else. This woman don't look nothing close to crazy. She actually looked like she got her stuff together. So what's really going on? They go back and talk to their support system. I got this situation right here, blah, 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 going on. Okay. And some of y'all gonna drop a comment below because y'all know something like this happened. They had they went back and had a conversation with a few folks, got some wisdom. And so they came back with, now all of a sudden, where you seen all of these pictures plastered all over Facebook of the new supply and the narcissist, now you don't see anything anymore. And you're trying to figure out what happened to the narcissist and the new supply. I mean, that wasn't they just posting up, cheesing and all hugged up and everything? Yeah, she gone. She gone. Y'all remember that? Y'all favorite, what's her name? Beehive. She talking about she gone. Yeah, that right there. That right there. So yeah, you don't see any more pictures or anything. Matter of fact, you don't even see any pictures on her page of you. She reemerged about 3-4 months later by herself. You know what I'm saying? The narcissist is keeping quiet, ain't saying nothing, real low profile. The family's not posting pictures of them anymore. Why? She gone. He gone. That's what happened. All of a sudden, jumped up, discarded the narcissist, got up out of there because what they were saying and doing wasn't matching. And this new supply was really new. They had a decent support system that told them, something's wrong about this, because they were showing pictures of the old supply to their people. And that's a good thing. That's a blessing, because guess what? They have basically outsmarted the narcissist. Now you got the narcissists over there losing their mind because they don't have you and they don't have the new supply. The only thing they got to fall back on is that family or that forever supply, which they don't want really either one of those. So what you think that lead the narcissist is doing? That's right. Going absolutely crazy, losing their minds. And they're going to try to come back looking for you. And that's exactly what happened in these situations. This is when you're going to see them and the flying monkeys and the family. Everybody is about to get on board trying to get them some more supply. But this is what happens, and this is the dynamic where you will see a new supply suddenly discard a narcissist. It's because of certain things like this type of setup. They really had no knowledge of the narcissist, just learned, didn't know them from a can of paint, but just started watching them. They had enough sense to watch, had enough sense to talk about some things that they saw, and this doesn't go over well for the narcissist, because at this point they're left with nothing. They have a narcissistic injury. They're trying to go back through their roster, trying to find people. You're going to be at the top of the list. And now you decided that you was going to stay no contact, baby. They messed up. And that is, guess what? And it's all on them. The joke is on them. But this is what happens when a new supply suddenly leaves the narcissist. All right. All right, family. So y'all listen, take good care of yourselves. All right. And I'll see you all on the next video, fam. And I'll see you all healed and whole at the top. Shalom, family. Peace.